Hi everyone, I'm Pocketful of Posies and welcome back to my channel. It's a new year and I'm going to start by continuing with the Rainbow Brite series. Next up is Canary Yellow, who I'll be making with a Tinkerbell head and an Obitsu body. So the first thing I'm doing is using hot water to wash out the hair gel. I believe I was trying to see if I could recycle the hair for Canary Yellow's hairstyle. Ultimately, I decided not to, since updos on a doll typically don't root around the top of the head for the sake of the hairstyle, so I'm removing the hair afterwards. Now I'll use acetone to remove the face paint, and then 3 layers of Mr. Super Clear to start the face up. I start with blushing on the cheeks and lips. I'm still working on keeping the blushing more natural and child-looking. Here I start drawing the eyes. With Lala, I made the eyes into a sideways glance, so for Canary, I'm gonna make the eyes glance into the opposite direction. This was also one of the first repaints where I used chalk pastels to make the eyebrows. I also used them in the initial colors for the iris. Then I start drawing in the eyelids while building up colors on the irises. Here's a little tip. If you find little bits of dust and specks on your face-up, you can use a X-Acto knife to lightly scrape them off. I put a little bit of blush on the nose with some caution. When I did Lala's face-up, my mom said that it made her look like she was crying. Looking back on it, she does kinda have a point. So I think it's best not to go too overboard with it. When the colors are built up enough for my liking, I start using black for the pupils and eyelashes. Here I'm using Pearl X powders to make the eyes sparkle. Now finish off with adding the eye shines and putting a varnish on the irises. Now that the face-up is done, I put the head on the body, and I can get ready to make the wig. This wig got to be a bit of an experiment for me, because I decided to make wefts of nylon hair and glue them on. This is a method that I've seen Moonlight Jewel do, and I wanted to give it a shot for myself. I used hot glue because it dries quickly, and I wanted to make the process faster. After the wefts are glued on, I used a heated up knife to set the hair. However, the heat kept undoing the glue, so I knew I would need something a bit more heat resistant. I got some heat resistant wood glue for the second attempt. It may not dry as fast, but for something like this, it does take the heat styling, and that's what counts here. For the clothes, I used the Japanese pattern book to modify a pattern to make the leotard and tights. I then make the belt and suspenders, with craft foam for the belt decoration. Then add some leg warmers. For the shoes, my plan is to use foam clay that I found on Amazon. Here you can see me sculpting them on a spare body. However, when I removed the shoes and trimmed them down, I found that it came out a bit too amateurish for my liking. So I ended up doing it a second time and waited for it to dry. While I waited on the clay, I decided to start making her sprite spark. I made the skeleton with craft wire and wrapped sports tape around it. You've all seen this in the previous videos. I used a 2-part epoxy sculpt to make the feet. And while I waited for the clay to dry, I began with the sewing. Here I sewed some details on the face. Here I use fabric medium to help paint the stripes on the legs. I then attach the arms and legs and put stuffing in them. For the main body, I sewed the front and back pieces together in certain areas while leaving space for the arms, legs, and antenna. Then I put it on right side in and closed it up. I put stuffing in the back and sewed it together. I sewed on the star antenna and made the belt and pocket. When I checked on the shoes, they came out so thin that they started cracking. So I just said screw it and repainted some existing Animator mini shoes to finish it off. Back on this custom, I'm most proud with how the wig turned out. Now that Canary Yellow's done, we've got all the warm colors that the color kit's done. To be honest, I was wondering if I would ever get this far. If you're interested in more of my content, I'd recommend the usual like, comment, share, and subscribe deal. And you can also check out my Instagram account at pocketfullofposy6052. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye!